Welcome to our Bible study in 1 Peter chapter 1, looking at verses 6 through 9. Today, we're going to be focusing and moving on to verse 7. We dissected verse 6 in seeing that we're called to rejoice and that it's only momentary, and the trials are necessary in God's sovereign plan. Here, we're going to see the next point of rejoicing in God's plan for trials is that they reveal genuine faith. They show us that our faith is real. Look at verse 7. He talks about the fact that if you have been grieved by various trials, verse 7, so that the tested genuineness of your faith, more precious than gold that perishes, though it is tested by fire, may be found to result in praise and glory and honor at the revelation of Jesus Christ. Now, there's a lot here, but we want to just get through this quickly where we see that really the trials are testing the genuineness of your faith. If the trials show, okay, you get through the trial, this shows that your faith is true and real, then it also has the opposite effect. It shows whose faith is spurious, whose faith is false or not true, fake faith. This is what happened in the seed that was sown on the rocky ground in Matthew chapter 13, where the seed was sown on the rocky ground and they immediately receive it with joy. Oh yeah, this is great. This is what I want. And yet it didn't take any root. And then the sun came up and tribulation and persecution, and they said, whoa, I don't want any of this, never mind. And boom, they bolt and they fall away. And so what happens is the trial shows who is true, who is genuine, who is real, and who is not. See, this is exactly what happened to the disciples, isn't it? Jesus walked with the apostles, the 12, and they went through a great trial. The great trial was that Jesus was taken away from them. And 11 of them stood firm. Now, I understand they fled, they had difficulty understanding, but through the trial, and so we're not talking about perfection in the trial, we're talking about making it out on the other side. And yes, they had doubts and questions, and at one point none of them believed, or they all doubted, not just Thomas. And so, but it was the one, Judas, who truly fell away. He never really was one of them. So what we see is the idea that it shows who is genuine and who is not. Notice the wording there where it says, so that, verse 7, so that your result of your faith produces praise, glory, and honor. It says that it's more precious than gold. Gold, the most precious metal. And it gets refined and it is tested. And in the end, this is not God. This is not you praising God. Look at what it says there. That it may be found to result in praise and glory and honor. It's not that you are praising God and giving this, but in the end, God sees your faith, which he gives you as a gift through his election. But nevertheless, he praises you for this as well. I'm not going to spend the time reading all the verses, but he gives us praise, does he not? When we go to be with him, he says, well done, good and faithful servant, Matthew 25:23. We have glory that we will be just like he is. 1 John 3:2 tells us. And we receive honor. Honor, the reward for serving Christ. In 2 Corinthians 5, verse 10. It says, for we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ so that each one may receive what is due for what he has done in his body, whether good or evil. We get rewards. We get honor. And so the trial shows that our faith is real. It shows that we are true and genuine. And we don't have to wonder. So many people wonder, is my faith real? And they'll think back, did I pray the right words? Did I walk down that aisle? Did I really, really mean what I said? And yet what God says is, do you have faith now? Have you turned from your sin and believed in Christ? Do you have faith now? And when the trial comes, does it knock you out? The trial that comes and knocks you out and you say, yeah, I give up, your faith's not real. But when you go through trials, and we talked about it last time, all kinds. It could be depression. It could be spiritual, plagued with doubts and temptations. It could be all kinds of things, trials. When we come through those and see the truth of who God is and that we are placing our faith in Him, we can rest assured that our faith indeed is real. So this happens when Christ returns. When He returns. Notice there, so that the tested genuineness of your faith, more precious than gold that perishes through tests, through it, though it is tested by fire, may be found to result in praise and glory and honor at the revelation of Jesus Christ, at the revealing of Jesus when He comes in His second coming. Jesus promised that we would indeed have trials, but take heart, because Jesus prayed for Peter. Remember that in John 17? And Jesus prayed for you. And so He prays and tells us that we're going to make it through. Remember, He is the one who guards our faith and holds it so that we will be changed more into the image of Christ. I hope that you will see this in God's great sovereign plan and that you will rejoice in what He is doing. May the Lord richly bless you this day.